Greetings, Auto Subs, VideoJames, and today we're going to be looking at how to use Infernape. I use Infernape today. Now, Infernape, very useful Pokemon, very coverable Pokemon. That Infernape has a lot of places that it can actually be a complete sweeper in, or it can actually be a tank. It can depend on how you use him, but Infernape has a multitude of methods that he can actually be used for. So we see Infernape, firefighting. So we are actually going to be getting that weakness to water, ground, flying, psychic, and fairy. Well, actually not fairy, because fire resists fairy. But we are going to be getting that weakness to water, flying, ground, and psychic, which means, we're going to see fairly decent stuff damaging us now. But we see then we got Infernape's abilities that we got Blaze. When the HP is below 1/3, fire-type moves get their power increased by 50%. So, something like Fire Blast, which is like, I think, 125, would be up to about 187, I would think. And then we see it's got the hidden ability of Iron Fist, which is actually really amazing. Iron Fist, the power of punching moves, is increased by 20%. Now, if you don't know Infernape's move pool, it is basically all punching moves. That Infernape has almost every single punching move you can get, and it literally just shows up everywhere. And then we see the base stat total is with 534. We got a decent amount of tank and sweep at the same time. Again, there's been a pattern of that lately. That we got 76 in the HP, 71 in both defenses, 104 in both attacks, and then 108 in the speed. Meaning we are going to be fairly fast, we're going to be fairly tanky at the same time. And then hopping on over into Showdown, we see the first set is actually a Choice Scarf Blaze set. So we see we got Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Knockoff, and U-Turn with the maxed out attack and speed with the Adamant Nature. Now, the idea behind this Infernape set is you don't really need to run a speed nature, but you can if you want. I personally don't run a speed nature because I feel like with a Choice Scarf, it's really kind of going to be enough. Plus, if we need a speed advantage, then we can just put in one of Infernape's Mach Punches. That Mach Punch is actually a move that is extremely powerful just because it gets that priority. So we see we got Flare Blitz for that massive fire damage, plus once our HP gets down low enough, then Blaze kicks in, it gets even more power. We got Close Combat to kind of just give us that little extra fighting move with that extra power, and we are going to actually take some defense drops from that, meaning it'll get us closer to Blaze. We got Knockoff to kind of just get rid of our opponent's item, or just get rid of some ghost types if we need to. You can run Earthquake, but I feel like with this set, Knockoff would be a small bit better just because you outspeed almost everything, and you can just get rid of items nearly instantly. And then we got U-Turn just to get out of sticky situations. That U-Turn, we can see something like a Celesteela that we know we aren't really going to be able to take down because its defense is massively smashing. So we just use U-Turn, get out of that, and switch into, say, Pyukumuku. And the next two Infernape sets are basically setup sets. So we got Swords Dance, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, and Mach Punch on this set with the maxed out attack and speed with the Jolly Nature, and the Life Orb with the Iron Fist ability. Now the idea behind this is Infernape's got that decent enough amount of tank to where you actually may be able to survive a hit. So if you take a hit from something that's not really super effective, then you can get off a Swords Dance, and then you can just kill a lot of stuff. That Iron Fist, boosting the power of our punching moves. We got Fire Punch, that's a punching move. That's an instant 75 plus 20%. Then we got Thunder Punch covering our weaknesses. That's a really good move to use as well. Then we got Mach Punch, getting that priority plus that fighting type plus that punching boost. And you could also run Earthquake or Poison Jab on this set. Again, Earthquake and Poison Jab are always moves that you could run on Infernape, but I feel like Poison Jab would honestly work better on a Scarfape. And like I said, the next set is basically the same idea, but with special attack. Like we see we got Fire Blast, Nasty Plot, Grass Knot, and Vacuum Wave with the Life Orb, with the Blaze ability this time, and maxed out special attack and speed with the Timid Nature. So once again, the idea behind this is we get off the Nasty Plot, we're doubling our attack effectively, or raising our attack. I forget which one it actually is, I think it's doubling. But we're raising our attack, and then we're getting that massive amount of power. And then next turn we can just absolutely wreck with our high speed. That Vacuum Wave, priority move, fighting move. It's getting the power because it's a special attack. That with Vacuum Wave, we can basically just kill a lot of stuff, and we'll have that advantage because it's faster than everything, it gets that priority, and it gets that stab plus the boost from the Life Orb and Nasty Plot. Then we got Grass Knot. That Grass Knot, grass type move covering our weakness, that any water type or ground type. We send in Grass Knot, then depending on their weight, it could do even more damage. And then we got Fire Blast. Fire Blast, just an amazingly strong fire attack that is also a special attack, which means it's going to get the double boost from the Nasty Plot and the Fire type, in addition to the Life Orb boost. So, this Infernape set is honestly my favorite, just because I love Vacuum Wave, because it's that one special fighting move that is useful besides Aura Sphere. Now, I do like the physical set as well. The physical set as well as this set are my two favorites, but I'd say I like this one a lot better, just because it doesn't really give you that contact hit. So if you run up against something with like Iron Barbs or Rocky Helmet and you're at low health, then we don't really have to lose that much damage. Plus with Life Orb, we're not really going to want to take that much recoil damage or stuff like that if we don't need to. And the great thing about this set is, even if we don't get enough speed to outspeed a lot of stuff, like Greninja or Weavile, that even with that, we got Vacuum Wave, that Weavile. Even with Choice Scarf, it's got 383, so it's going to be faster, meaning it's going to get about, probably about 570 something after the Choice Scarf. Won't matter, because we have Vacuum Wave, that we're going to outspeed them, and we're going to be hitting both of their weaknesses at once. And since Weavile barely has anything that's super effective on Infernape, that we look at Weavile's move pool, that we see basically nothing is super effective. So we see we got Avalanche, okay, we got Double Edge, we got Focus Blast. Nothing we see is really going to be super effective on an Infernape, especially if it's just almost all Ice and Bug type moves. Now we see the next set is actually a tanky Bright Powder set. So I like the idea of this set just because it utilizes Infernape's tankiness. So we see we got the Bright Powder with the Iron Fist, and then we got Bulk Up just to get our attack and defense up, so we get that little extra bit of tank. We got Slack Off for that tiny bit of health recovery. We have Substitute just as a kind of way to protect ourselves. And then we have Mach Punch. That Mach Punch with the Iron Fist ability and the Fighting type bonus is actually going to do a lot more damage than one would expect. Now we see we got maxed out HP and special defense with the Careful Nature. So the idea behind this set is you're kind of being a tank, that you're basically getting your special defense raised up as high as it possibly can go, and then you're just trying to beef out your defense and attack from there and just absolutely wreck. That even without any investment, our speed is still fairly high, that we're going to be outspeeding a lot, especially the 100 Pokemon with 100 base speed and no investment that are going to be running up against us. So that we can just stall them out, we can just take all their hits and be like, okay, Mach Punch right in your face, boy. And I like Slack Off just because, unlike Rest, it doesn't require the extra 2 turns to fall asleep and recover, so it is actually a good alternative as a heal move. Now we see the next set is actually an Infernape Hazard Setup set, that the idea behind this set is it basically shuts down your opponent. So what we got here is we got Focus Sash with the Iron Fist ability once again, but this time we've got maxed out HP, maxed out speed with the Jolly Nature, and the 4 EVs into the attack. So we see the move pool, we got Stealth Rock, Taunt, Toxic, and Mach Punch. Now the idea behind this set is basically it's a setup blocker. So basically we got Taunt, since we're going to be faster than most of the things that are trying to set up with stuff like Stealth Rock, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic Spikes, etc. That we can just taunt and knock them out so that they're not really going to be a part of this battle anymore and they're just going to be shut down completely. And then we got Stealth Rock, just for that entry hazard setup, that with our speed we can get Stealth Rock off before we die, and then we can just get that Stealth Rock and we can actually have setup for our next Pokemon to come in, or for Infernape if it actually does manage to land a hit. And then we have Toxic, kind of just there for that slow damage, so that we'll just kind of be taking our opponent down little by little if they're a tanker, that since they won't really be doing that much to us, that we can just Toxic them and just slowly watch them go away while we're just hitting them with Mach Punches over and over again. And again, we just got Mach Punch there for that priority, plus the fighting move, plus the stab. Now you could run Vacuum Wave again, and you could put on a Jolly Nature, but like I said, it depends on the way it goes, and you can't really accurately predict what kind of tanks you're going to see, so I always just run Mach Punch just because of the Iron Fist ability, that we're always getting that guaranteed boost no matter what we're running into. Now we see the final Infernape set is actually a double battle set. So the idea behind this set is you want to run it with something like Spinda. That Spinda gets Skill Swap and Contrary. So Skill Swap, after Spinda, we can just Skill Swap onto the Infernape and give it our Contrary. Now there's a reason why this is good, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So with this set, we basically have maxed out attack and speed with the Naive Nature, actually. And then we have Protect, Fire Blast, Close Combat, and Earthquake with the Life Orb and Blaze ability once again. Now the idea behind this set is you want to run this in doubles with the Spinda, and you want to set up Protect first turn. So that Protect first turn, your opponent's probably going to try and go after your Infernape since they know how to counter it easier than a Spinda. That Spinda is really unpredictable, you don't really know how it's going to go, and not a lot of people run fighting types. So we get the Protect off first turn, our opponent's not really going to do any damage to us, and then Spinda can just set up the skill swap, and then give us the contrary, meaning that next turn we'll actually be able to take the Close Combat and become more bulky. That with our Close Combat, we'll be getting plus in the defense instead of minus like we normally would. So every time we're hitting Close Combat, we're getting that massive power plus bulk at the exact same time. And then we got Fire Blast just there, kind of for that damage. That Fire Blast plus Life Orb plus Fire type is going to actually do massive amounts of damage. And then Earthquake's kind of there just for that electric type coverage. That in double battles, you'll probably see a lot of Pokemon that are electric, probably trying to use like Discharge or Thunderbolt and just trying to take out 2 Pokemon. Well, with Earthquake, that's kind of actually shutting them down. And it also shuts down Pokemon like Diggers, that dig Pokemon like Durant or Dugtrio are going to get kind of shut down by Earthquake because they're actually going to still be getting hit by it. And then that's basically going to be it for how to use Infernape. That Infernape's actually a really useful Pokemon. If you do want to use him, there's really almost no limit to what Infernape can actually do. That Infernape has so much usefulness that I almost didn't fit it all into this one video. But anyway, I'm leaving this video here. As always, if you guys have any Pokemon you want to see me do videos on, let me know down in the description. And if you did like this video, you can slap the like button as always, and I will see all you beautiful people in the next video.